Hello everybody and welcome to Monday the 9th of October 2017 and your weekly Monday Miniatures Ramble with me, Doc Eon. And this week I've completed these 5 guys. These are, as you can tell, Assault Marines, and they are mostly sort of kosher. They have these well, some of them have these chaotic shoulder pads, but oh well, never mind. And these transfers that I put on their jump packs probably really don't belong to the Crimson Fist chapter. I think they're like Dark Angel symbols or something. I just thought the packs needed sprucing up and a wing symbol seemed appropriate for a jump pack. Oh, and the decal here is a slightly off-center mistake. It slid around after I put it on. I didn't notice. Oh well. At a distance, again, I don't think many people will be able to tell. Otherwise, they have some non-standard left arms in certain cases with bits that I don't really recall where they're from. I don't know what this is supposed to be. What sort of gun that is, or this gun for that matter. I have no idea where this comes from. But it doesn't look too out of place. I mean, yeah, okay, this arm, if you look too closely at it, it's at a weird angle. And here's another funny looking gun that I don't know what it is. This is a normal bolt pistol, but again, the arm is at a strange angle because it's an arm that's originally supposed to hold a two-handed bolter. So the angle is not completely correct, but what you gonna do? Anyway, I'll keep doing this new thing of putting some still pictures, some close-ups at the end of the video so you can get a better look at them. Let's move on to work in progress. Now these guys are in progress. There's not a whole lot done here. Oh, I'm not sure if you can see. I'm in pure natural light here. We got the morning sunlight coming in through the window. This is just a base coat of hull red on this guy and some dark green on this one. And yeah, I'm sort of, I think I'm done with the bases though. But what I want to show you here is that I have actually cleaned up my desk. I have sorted things out and put down new paper on over the table, and there's cardboard underneath. And I have installed my second paint spinner. And here you can see a little bit about that. Anyway, so I've divvied up the paint. So on the left one, I've got all the metallics, whites, blacks, grays, and browns. And over here we have the chromatics, the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and down to purple and pink. And in between on these racks we have the special colors, things like washes and inks and transparent colors, mostly a few mediums, and also my Panzer Aces colors, most of them, because they don't fit neatly into any other category. Down here, the stuff that's out, these didn't fit. These 3 are medium bottles, didn't fit in this one. The rest of these are bottles that are almost empty, so I've put them front and center to remind myself to use them up as soon as possible so I can throw them away. Yeah. But otherwise, you know, my working space is a little bit cleaner and neater. But right, I started something else apart from these guys, and I'm going to step briefly back in time to show you something in sort of mid-progress about that. So I thought I'd show you an intermediate step in the painting of Great Cthulhu. This is after just a few initial layers of airbrushing. You can see I've put some blue on the base and a little black on that rock, but mostly this is green and yellow belly and green on top. And it took quite a while to get this down. I mean, because when you shoot it through the airbrush, it becomes very translucent, and especially since I want to thin it down a lot, you can see that. You can see the variation, this variation of color here between the dark and the light. This is not really intended. This is because the undercoat, the priming, was not even, and it's showing through. But it took several coats to get coverage, so I'm going to highlight, and so there's going to be more coats on top of this, and that will, I think, even out those little things. A couple of things I learned about my airbrush. Number one, when I'm shooting normal paint, something like ordinary Vallejo game color, this is a color I haven't used yet, but I'm planning to use it. Even when I thin it down, it's kind of difficult for the brush to push through. What happens is that I have to rock the trigger back almost fully. I have that is open the paint flow quite a lot to get anything of that to go through. With the thinner paints, with the airbrush ready paints, I can just open the air and then go very slightly back, and I'll get something out. But if I use like a game color or model color, even when thinned down, it has to go almost all the way back before anything shoots out and happens. The other thing I've noticed is, I'm starting to learn is, well, two more things. First, if you see here, this is about as fine a line as I can make with this airbrush. The nozzle needle or whatever it is, it makes a spray about as wide as the green you can see here against the yellow, and no thinner lines than that. Which it's about what to be expected. This is one of the cheapest Iwata airbrushes, so you can't expect it to be like razor thin or pencil thin. The other big thing I've noticed is about distance, because, and this is not because of the brush, I think it's about the compressor and not being very powerful. When it pushes the paint out, it starts out pretty fluid and then it turns to mist as it gets further from the airbrush. And if I'm too far away, then the paint all disperses before it gets to the model, and so there's no coverage. If it's too close, it's still pretty much liquid, and also the airflow, if it's very close to the model, will push against the paint and it'll make it run, which you don't want. So I'm constantly having to experiment and be very careful, trying to find the sweet spot, just the right distance to get maximum coverage without it turning runny. Just all part of the process of learning to use a new tool, I guess. And we're back in the current time stream, and this is how far Cthulhu's gotten now, with some additional highlights layered on through the airbrush. Now, I think this is as far as I can take him with the airbrush. The next step is to bring him into the other work table to start doing some brush painting by brush work. And currently the table is occupied, it's full with those other guys. So he'll have to wait around for a little while, but he's in the queue. He's next in line. Don't you worry, little fella. Now for the new projects, I haven't gotten very far. I have picked out a number of these infernals that I want to start with. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. And these are all from the Dungeon Saga Kickstarter. And they are things like this is an imp, this is an Ifrit, this is another imp, this is a succubus, this is a Moloch, another imp, a hellhound. I don't know what this guy is, and this guy is more of a major demon because he has wings. But yeah, more to come on these next week, I hope. And for this week's unboxing, yes, we have a box by Reaper Miniatures. This was my September order, I believe. And it has arrived. And what do we have here? Well, I've removed all the packing material, so you can see that, well, I got a few paints. I got the new liners. I got the red liner, and the green liner, and the sepia liner. And they threw in a bottle of sample paint, which I don't know, it's some sort of orangish brown. We'll see, we'll see. Here's a painting guide for Bones, probably because there is a Bones mini in my order. We'll get to that eventually. I also got a few normal metal minis, and they fit neatly into this little box. I'll have to reuse that and put them back in after I take a look at them. We have a Forest Dragon hatchling. Forest Dragon I consider to be a green dragon. 2 Velociraptors. We have the September 25th anniversary miniature, Diva the Blessed. We have the young Forest Dragon, a slightly larger green dragon. We have a vampire named Gehenna. And we have a raptor from the Warlords line. Now, you might have already noticed that this big Bones mini is Blightfang, which is a big green dragon in several pieces. And yeah, so that's why I bought the smaller green dragons. I want to practice painting green dragon scales on the smaller ones first before I build this big monster. Yeah. He looks impressive, doesn't he? Hopefully I can do as good a job of putting him together and painting him. Well, that was all we had for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video, as always. Click like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, comment if there was something that caught your eye or ear, and I will see you next week. Until then, I'm Dakian, and I am signing off.